LEGO has just revealed the brand new 2-in-1 Deku Tree from Zelda. And there are quite a few different Easter eggs and new pieces that I want to go over in this video. So let's get right into it. First, I'd like to talk about all the new molds and prints that we got for the minifigures included in the set. So for Link, we got 3 brand new shield prints and 1 new mold. Starting with young Link, we have the wooden Deku shield from Ocarina of Time. The print matches pretty well to what we see in the game, but it's not perfect and the shape could be a little bit better. Thankfully though, the new Hylian shield is straight up beautiful. The brand new mold matches perfectly to what we've seen in the series, and the print quality on it looks great. I seriously don't think that they could have done this any better. And the same is true for the new Master Sword. The mold is easily recognizable while still having that LEGO look to it, if you know what I mean. That's one of the hard things about depicting something like Zelda in LEGO. You want it to look like the characters you know while still having that LEGO aesthetic. And I think the designers did a great job at it. So quickly before we look at the Breath of the Wild Link, let's take a look at the new Sheikah Slate print that Zelda is holding. It's done on a basic 1x2, but this was such an obvious throw into the set, and I'm really glad that they did it. The print is just about what I'd expect from LEGO, and I'm really glad that they didn't cheap out with a sticker. There's actually a little place in the Deku Tree where you can place it down, which was a really cool inclusion. Now finally, the Breath of the Wild Link has the Traveler's Shield from the game, and again, they nailed it perfectly. It looks exactly like it does in the game. So obviously we also got a bunch of new hair molds for the 4 minifigures in the set, and I think my favorite one is probably the piece on the Breath of the Wild Link. They actually did his hair color in gold, which was an interesting choice, but I think it's probably the closest match that we have in LEGO colors. I'm just a little afraid that it'll look too metallic looking in person, but we'll have to wait and see. All of the minifigures look great, and I think people are going to be really sad if these figs only come in this one set. A CMF series of Zelda characters would be really cool to see sometime in the future. They could do a bunch of different versions of Link and Zelda, and a bunch of different characters that you would never really see in a set. I really think it's something that LEGO should consider. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the Easter eggs that I noticed in the set. We'll start off with the Ocarina of Time version of the set first. So first up, we have the new Ocarina piece for Link, and again, it just matches perfectly to what we've seen in the games, which is honestly pretty surprising considering just how small this piece is. And right next to him, we have one of the new Deku Tree sprouts with a brand new face print. I love this guy, and I'm so glad that they did it with bricks rather than making a whole new mold for him. They just have a lot more personality like that in my opinion. There's another brick-built character coming up in a second here that I think also was just done so well. And just behind all of that, we can get a little glimpse at a Gossip Stone, which I think is another print. I'm really surprised just how many prints there are in this set compared to a lot of the heavily stickered sets that we've been getting recently. And finally, the last Easter egg that I'd like to mention here is the gold Skulltula spider found in the inside of the Deku Tree. Apparently you can actually see this through the mouth of the tree, but I can't find a picture of that. Okay, now moving on to the Breath of the Wild version of the set, we've got a couple of different Koroks scattered all around the set. I believe there are maybe 2 or 3 different Koroks, but there could be more, it's just a little hard to tell from the images that we have. So now on the inside of the Deku Tree here, we've got a campfire with a bunch of different mushrooms, another Korok, and a bed. We also have that place to put the Sheikah Slate that I mentioned earlier just on the outside. And finally, we have my favorite buildable character in the set, Hestu. This was such an obvious character that they had to do for this set, and I think he turned out looking great. They really captured his personality in this with the big droopy eyebrows, and it's just done really well. Okay, now one thing that I found kind of interesting is that the Ocarina of Time version of this set has a slightly smaller footprint, because some of the pieces from that set go into the side build of Link's house, where we can find one of the Navi and young Link on the outside of the house. I think this build is okay looking, and it's cool that they put some of the pieces into this build, because they really didn't add much to the full tree. Another thing that I found interesting is that you can apparently adjust and animate the face of the Breath of the Wild Deku Tree. We don't have any footage of this right now, but LEGO does boast this as a feature in the press release. They also mention in the same press release that the Ocarina of Time version has the ability to open the mouth to reveal the Skulltula inside, but again, we don't have any footage of this right now. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at this set, I want to ask you, how much do you think this set is worth? Not how much do you think LEGO's selling it for, how much do you think you would buy it for? I asked a couple of people that aren't really into LEGO what they thought, and they both guessed between $150 and $200, which I think is a pretty reasonable ask for this size of a set. Well, LEGO is trying to sell this set for $300, which I think is just bonkers for what you get. 2,500 pieces for $300 isn't unheard of, but when I look at this set, I just don't see $300 worth of value. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking this, but please let me know if you think this is priced fairly in the comments below. I would love to hear what you all think about this set, and please let me know if I missed anything. I'm not the biggest Zelda fan out there, but I think I was able to notice most of the Easter eggs in the set. And as always, thank you so much for watching.